No, mute. That's good. Well, good morning, every open mind and closed ones. And that's going to be kind of, I never heard from James about doing it today. It was kind of in the rumor mill, and I sent him a message, but I never heard back from him. So yes, I'm leading the session, and we had some great little conversations at breakfast today. And so I think we're going to just kind of take off on a tangent here. I guess it was Byron Katie that posted a meme that Chris was telling me about. And she was saying, we're all love buttons and people push them. And it's our lesson to keep the electronics functioning so that we keep coming back with love, no matter what. So we're love buttons that may have a little, readjusting to do, but basically we're here to extend love. And our love button is constantly pushed. That's the only reason we're here. And it'll either get pushed and we'll come back with annoyance or anger or an opinion or an assessment of some kind, or we come back with true love. And, it's a process. It's not easy. And it's very, very simple. And I remember in the 60s, man, I don't know why I remember this, but I do, remember all those great songs, Love Is All There Is. And just, there were a lot of love songs in the 60s that I remember. And I kept thinking at that moment, well, why don't we just all love each other? That seems easy. And I had no idea what I was saying. I had no idea what I was saying. And then I spent the next 60 years trying to figure out how to do that, because that was not my automatic. My love button was erroneously connected to seeing error, seeing the problem, and then going into the problem and correcting it from there, rather than going back to the machinery and correcting the button to go back to seeing only love. And, I go back to the bebop, this little bot that we've got out there now. It's a great way to remind yourself during the course of the day, and it's really, all it is based on rules for decision. So when you get the little bot saying, are you having a great day? And you may not be, it's like, then you can kind of, the machinery needs a little tweaking to come back to seeing only love. And, it was like, when I first started using the bot, just to share about myself, what the bot, you can adjust it to give you little notices throughout the day. And I had it down for 6 times a day. It was to let me know, just ask me the question, are you having a great day, or whatever the day is that I set up. And I remember at one point, because you get into the world, you get into that horizontal world and you're doing something that your focus is on. And then you hear the little bot ding, asking you if you're having a loving day, and you're annoyed. I was annoyed. And I mean, it was pretty quickly turned around. It's like, oh, no, this is God calling. God is calling to remind me of my only purpose here in this world. And that is, I'm a love button, and it's going to get pushed. And it's just, how am I going to respond to being pushed? In a loving, kind way, or annoyed? And, the other thing about this bot that I'm really enjoying for myself is playing with words and redefining myself completely. Oh, I'm watching a little program right now, and it's talking about the women's movement back in the 80s and how it came about. And there were there were a lot of angry women, and that's how the movement started. How any movement started is usually a lot of anger and then a lot of agreement to the anger. And so one of the things that I have defined this persona, Calico, as pretty much my whole entire life, because again, I was seeing error everywhere and I was getting angry all the time about the injustices here and the injustices there and, whatever. And I'm playing with those words because now I'm seeing that there are words like, I am a gentle person. I am a kind person. And those are not words that I would have automatically applied to the persona of Calico. Most of, this apparent incarnation. And now I'm getting the opportunity to set up my day. And what kind of day do you want? I want a gentle day. I'm not sure I ever knew what gentle was. Not sure I ever knew what kind was. I knew what angry was. I really didn't know a lot of feelings. I had angry, sad, and happy. Those are kind of the top three. And I was either angry or I was sad or I was happy. And it was such a limited self-concept. And now I'm expanding that self-concept, and the bot is allowing me to do it by asking me what kind of day I want. And I can play with the words. And it's an eye-opener. It's like, oh, I could be inspired and kind at the same time. I could be miraculous and gentle at the same time. And so it's really kind of just playing with who we think we are. And the only time we can really do that is when we pull back the judgment machine. We're love buttons, but sometimes that connection doesn't hit. So when people push the love button responds in anger or annoyance, or this is not right. This should be different. It shouldn't look like this. These are all beliefs. And so when you get that connection working again, you can start seeing that you can create the self-concept that you really have never seen yourself as, or anyone else has ever seen you as. I talked to a dear friend, Nook Sanchez, which many may know her here, but she was with me when I was at my most rageful. I had just seen $1 million property in my possession go to Chase Bank. And I was diagnosed with terminal cancer pretty much around the same time. And I wasn't happy. My love connection was not being met, was not connecting at all. All I could see was, this is wrong. This is wrong. And it's like, I had to do a lot of turnaround. And Nook and I were talking about it because she saw the early rage that I had. Because when I was in hospice, I knew that it was my choice to let the body go at that point. And it took a whole lot in my head to get clear that that was my choice. And the only way to get, because that's 180. It was a big turnaround. And the reality was I had to have all these feelings that were being suppressed. And quite frankly, I knew I was filled with rage, but I wasn't showing it out there. I was being very quiet and really didn't talk to a whole lot of people. And it was from that deep resignation place that I had to start owning the feelings that I really had, which was, this is not right. This should not be happening. And I don't care what you see in your world. Maybe it's a government that's putting on new laws about who can enter and who can't, or cancer, or world, global warming, whatever it is that you really, in your heart, kind of sets you off. There's anger there that has to be expressed, and it has to be expressed in a safe environment. And that's when I joined a spiritual community that was completely dedicated to A Course in Miracles principles. And the only two rules that they had were no private thoughts and no people pleasing. And I was a complete people pleaser. And I didn't express my thoughts. I kept them to myself because I thought, no, it's just anger. Why should I share anger? Well, the only access I could get to clear the screen and reconnect the love button was to let the anger out. And I had to do it. And Nook saw a lot of it because she was one of those people that I could express it with. And just recently we were talking and she said, I don't think you could have done this without the cancer and the foreclosure. And I said, I don't think I could have either, because there was no real reason to change my mind. It was functioning, not well, but it was functioning in the world of chaos. It was functioning quite well. So I just invite all of you to really just do mind exploration, knowing that you're a love button and you are being pushed all the time. And it's, what is your response? And, the ghosting, metaphysical ghosting, is huge because we don't want to admit we have rage. We don't want to admit we're angry because that's not nice. And God doesn't care if we're nice or not, really. God doesn't care if we're angry or not. God just wants us to connect the love button up again to its true purpose. And it has to be unwound. Because, outside of the Dalai Lama, or Jesus, well, I don't even know if Jesus was born with an unwound mind. It's like at some point we have to unwind it because we've created quite a mess. And those buttons aren't working the way they were originally intended. So it's like, I invite all of you today to reestablish that love connection and see what's there. And if it's anger, don't avoid it. Embrace it. This is the happy learner. Embrace the anger and take it to the bot. Take it through the bot. I'm angry, blah, blah, blah. I blame, blah, 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 and let it all out. Just let it all out. And then it'll turn it around. So it's, oh, yeah, I see. I was operating under some false belief mechanism that isn't the way God created me. So with that, I don't know, Vicki and Teddy, are you out there? I don't know if they're here. Does anyone know, were they supposed to be here today?
I'm here, Vicki.
Oh, Teddy, yay.
Calico, now this is just me, and I go about this in a little crazy way. One of the things that the Course says is we don't know what sometimes our greatest failures are our biggest successes. So when Nook said to you, I don't know if you could do it without the foreclosure and, the other part of it, the truth is you got to look at that and say, wait a second, that's the universe actually giving me love because there is only love. We just don't see anything the way it's meant to be seen. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here in the first place. So it's interesting to be able to recognize, the fact that there is only love, and everybody's going to come to the point where they know that to be true. And then a lot of the stuff will stop happening in what apparently is a negative way. and there'll be a flow. So, it takes a moment because what the Course says is it's it's not that you can't judge, it's that you don't know what you're judging. You don't know. You don't know. You're judging stuff and you don't know because all your judgments are false. So when we judge something as not loving, chances are it's false. We just don't want to see that we're not being loving, like you're saying, and look at it and say, wow, I needed this. And the universe is helping me see something that I was unable to see without this. That's what love is. So, there's a way in which we learn. And what we learn is there is only love. And why our judgments are false? Because there is only love. If there is only love, any judgment to the opposite is false.
That's a truth. Thank you, Teddy. That's, it is. I mean, if I had, there's no wishes in this at all, but just seeing how mucked up my mind had become, where all I could see was chaos and anger. And that's not to say that we need to get there in order to do it, even remotely. In this mind called Calico, who is so well trained, like Pavlov's dog, if you do something that I viewed as not kind, I would have a reaction. And it's kind of unlearning that process, that mechanism in my head. The wiring was completely skewed. And it took me a lot to undo it and really get, no, it's only chaotic if I see chaos. And it's only going to hook me if I believe in chaos. And at this point, I'm so clear, like you were saying, it's like, no, it's only, everything is love. Cancer's love, foreclosures are love, all of it's love. And it's just needing to make a rewiring shift in the mechanism of my mind to get it back to that point. And I thank you. On so many levels, I thank you, Teddy, because you were such a teacher for me. You have been a huge teacher for me. And I just thank you for being in my field of perception. So is there anyone else that would like to share?
His hands up.
Oh, Braca. I see. I can barely see. Yes.
Hi,
Unmute
Calico.
yourself. Yes.
Hi, Calico. I was wondering if you could tell us how to access the bebop that you were talking about, please.
This is not my computer, so I can't do. I'll do it. Do we have a session tomorrow? I don't even know what day it is. Friday. Yeah, I'll put it up on the session. I put it up on one of the chats one day. You can go to Beyond Belief page in Facebook, and it'll be right there. There's a little bee icon. That's how you know, because there's a lot of Beyond Belief pages, and you just click on it. And it's a great thing to have on your phone. So you can download Messenger on your phone and you can take the little bebop with you wherever you go. And it's a great device. That's all I can say. It's an amazing device for staying on target. And I love what Laverne was saying, my co-conspirator, my mind meld. She was having coffee with someone. She got notification that Bebop was asking, how's your day going? And it was just such a subtle shift, but it was such a powerful one for her. She was like, oh, right. What's my purpose? To see the Christ. And so the conversation didn't miss a beat. She just looked at her phone, put the phone back down, and she came back. Oh, right. You're the Christ. And it's like the power of that little shift is amazing. It's just amazing. So thank you so much.
Just
And I'll
put the link in the chat.
I don't have it. I am not on my computer, so I can't do that from here.
I just did it because I
Oh,
used it. So it's in there.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, I see we have James has really good eyesight, is all I can say. It's like these icons are about as small as they can be. Alice, I see your hands up. Please share.
I knew by going on today that you would talk to my soul and my heart, Calico, because yesterday or the other day, James said that you would be here today. And I really needed everything you said. I was at the other end of one of my best friends' anger this morning, horrific anger. And I'm in profound shock today. And I know it's also a gift for me. And the words you said, we are all love buttons and people keep pushing them. And I realize that she, and I love her, I can't tell you how much I love her, must be going through something to be angry, so poisonously angry at me. I've never, ever, 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 ever seen this before. So I've been shaking all day and I've been praying and tapping and all the things we do. And I knew I had to come on this today because I knew in my soul of souls that you and your experience and your wisdom would help my hurt heart, I suppose, because I could blame her. I could feel sorry for myself. I could get angry back. I didn't get angry back. I just said, thank you for being honest and thinking about it. Oh, sorry, that's all. But I just wanted to thank you because this is incredibly timely. Your experience helps me immensely today and in general. And I just wanted to thank you with all my heart, Calico, for you working on yourself the way you have, seeing things and sharing them with all of us, because it certainly helps me. Thank you.
Thank you, my love. Anyone else like to share? What time is it?
9:24.
Okay, we have a little more time. Yes, Leslie. Yes, share.
Hi, good morning. Yes, I love your shares. They're always really wonderful. And I'm looking forward to doing the bebop. So last month, about this time, I got an eviction notice in the mail that was apparently sent by my landlord's daughter, who had sold her house and she wanted to live in my home, which, hey, her mother owns it. She owns it. So at first it was scary, even though I was assured by other people that I couldn't actually be evicted. But what I did was I focused on the daughter in my mind, and I realized the only reason why she would do that is if she was afraid. And so I started sending her love, and somebody in this group or the afternoon group phone call, some of the same people join in on. Somebody said to say something wonderful is happening to me, and so I started saying something wonderful is happening to you, Becky, and I would really get into the feeling of something wonderful happening to her. And it turned out that even though she had no money to speak of, she ended up buying a house. And I was so happy for her. And it was great. So anyway, I just wanted to say that, when we do turn to our hearts, when I turn to my heart and seek the love and the connection, then, hey, it made me feel good every moment that I did that. And so I just, it just worked out. It was a win-win, so Thank you for calling on me.
Something wonderful's happening. I like that.
Yeah, I could see your face lit up when I said that. It's a great thing to say. Something wonderful is
Absolutely.
happening. Yeah.
Well, I think if there's any other anyone here want to share anything? This is open. Robbie, I'm going to ask if you can help me bring up the prayer. Oh, wait, there's one more. George, please share.
There's a number of things I wanted to share, but I'm just going to share one, and that's what Leslie, what you're saying. We have a prayer that we used to say at my church. Oh God, I just forgot what it was. What did Leslie say? There's something.
Something wonderful is going
Something
on.
wonderful is
Something
happening
wonderful is
to
happening to
me.
me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my heart. Life is in my affairs. And then we can change it to say something wonderful is happening to me right now is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my heart. Love is in my affairs. I share it. I receive it, and I am it.
Yeah. There you go. There you go, folks. We should all have this.
Beautiful.
So just go out today and know something wonderful is happening. It's a great way to kind of set up the day. And now we'll do our prayer, our closing prayer, and everyone's going to go out and have a wonderful day full of wonderful experiences. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen, amen, amen. Go forth and just allow your love buttons to get pushed today.